Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a different type of video for you guys. I thought since I've been doing a bunch of hauls lately, you guys just usually tend to see my first impressions on new fragrances because most of the time they're blind buys, so I'm giving you my first impressions, which is always fun. But then I noticed a lot of you also then comment or reach out to me to ask how I feel about fragrances after I've actually played with them, and things that you would know once you've worn a fragrance at least once, and preferably, a couple times. So I decided to do kind of like a second impressions or a is it worth it kind of series where every once in a while I will just kind of do a roundup of fragrances I've bought and tell you actually what I think about them. Did I end up enjoying them when I started to wear them in my day-to-day life? And yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoy these kinds of videos, and you can like the video as well, and then I'll know. I actually really like these kinds of videos. I think it's nice to see both sides of the same coin, kind of, to get a first impressions. That's always fun, but then to see what people actually think about it. So I'll let you know if my opinion has changed or not from those original haul videos. And every time I do a video of this style, I will put the haul videos that I've done already on my channel in the description box if you kind of want to see what I felt about it at the start. I read the notes in my first impressions videos, and yeah. So let's get started. So the first one is Midnight Amber by Oscar de la Renta. I think that's what it's called. As always, I'll always put the names when I'm editing, just because sometimes I forget, and this one doesn't say. And I haven't changed my opinion on this one. And when I hauled it, I mentioned that the Scented kind of recommended this. I think it was her that had a recommendation because it was a really nice, inexpensive rosy oud, and that's exactly what it is. And honestly, I love this fragrance. I will say it kind of helped restore the reputation of Oscar de la Renta for me, just because I've had so many of Oscar de la Renta fragrances become duds for me, or they were first impressions that I just didn't like, and I still always try to give their line a chance, and this one I adore. I have to say, it's not one that is really meant for this time of year. At least for me, I like to wear ouds when it's a little bit colder, and right now it's just so hot and humid where I am. So I haven't been wearing it that much, but I wore it twice to kind of test it out, both on my skin, and I sprayed it on my clothing as well. It's stunning, it lasts a long time, it's beautiful, it's a sweet rosy oud, and it's so inexpensive. The 100 mils, you can get them for about 20 bucks Canadian, so I imagine it'll be around the same American as well. And yeah, I really, really do like it. I will definitely be wearing this in the fall and winter when it gets a little colder, and I adore it. So happy with this. But opinion went unchanged because I liked it in the haul video as well. Then one where I kind of did change my opinion on it. I mean, it got better. It's True Lust by Etat Libre. I hauled this for my birthday haul, I think. And when I first sprayed it, I was a bit taken aback. I didn't like it as much. By the end of that haul video, when it's had settled on my skin, I was starting to like it more, and then throughout that day I just fell in love with it, you guys. I love this fragrance. I ended up wearing this on my birthday. It's just so stunning. Yeah, I really, really do like it. I will say, if you get it, just give it a minute on your skin, especially the first spray. It was so alcohol-y. I felt like all I got was that rum note. But now I just can't get enough of it. It is the only fragrance where it lists animal notes, and I feel like it gives it like this kind of small animalic kick, which usually I'm not for at all, but I love it. It's powdery, it's sweet, it's animalic. It's like, I can't describe it. It is so delicious. It has 1,000,001 notes. I talk about it in the haul video. I love it. I love this combination. This is very quickly kind of making its way to my top 10 fragrances of all time. I mean, I haven't made that video yet, and maybe I will one day, at least like top 10 for my collection. And it's such a recent buy for me, but I love this fragrance, and I see myself actually definitely going through this and repurchasing because I love it. I really, really do love this one. So True Lust, I kind of liked it by the end of the haul video, but now I adore it. And I chose to wear this on my birthday because I just love it so much. Then another fragrance I changed my mind on, CK2. So this one, when I hauled, this is the one that had that wet cobblestone note, like wet cement, weird notes really, or uncommon notes to fragrance. And this was a blind buy as well. And the reason I picked it up when I saw it on sale was because I watched videos, and specifically one video of a woman who really liked this one. She bought like 1 million backups, and she doesn't like perfume really, but she still adores this. And I totally see that. If you're not a perfume person, or if you don't like perfumes at all, I don't really know why you'd be watching this video, but if you're not usually a perfume person, I can see why you would like this. It is unusual, and that's why in the haul video I wasn't too sure about it, but I love this now. I think maybe it's because I bought it at a good time of year where we got hit with a bunch of really hot days, but this just feels like I'm wearing like a tall glass of water. It smells wet, like it smells like water to me, which sounds weird and it's hard to explain, but it's just like a slightly fresh, slightly herbal, slightly sweet water smell. And again, I realize that doesn't really help much in trying to describe this fragrance, but the notes for me, like while it's nice to, and you can watch that video and learn more about the notes or just look it up really on Fragrantica, they help a little bit, but if I had just read the notes like I did, it didn't help me understand this. Like wet cobblestone is probably the closest note to what this smells like, and I really, really like this one. I had to actively stop myself not to get a backup because I'm kind of, I mean, I know I always say I'm doing no buys and then I fail and then do another haul, but with the backups, I'm truly stopping because I just can't do that anymore. I don't have that many, but I still think the ones that I have, I probably shouldn't have gotten because I want to discover more fragrances and it's unwise for a collection of my size, but this one is backup worthy. I just love it. I think it's perfect for the heat. I think not enough people talk about this. It is interesting and peculiar, so I wouldn't say it's like blind buy worthy unless you're someone like me, but I love this one and I've totally changed my mind. Then a fragrance I haven't changed my mind on. This is just Nirvana White. I always knew what it smelled like. I went to the kind of launch mini party thing at Sephora when it came out at the same time as Nirvana Black. It is nice. I always liked it. I just never picked it up. I have always had French Grey, Nirvana French Grey, which I really, really like. But this one, I never picked it up at Sephora or anywhere until I found it at Winners or Marshall's pretty recently for a really good deal in the pack with the oil. I do use the oil now on kind of my arms, legs, and décolletage now that I have a little bit of a tan. But yeah, I really do like this. My opinion hasn't changed. I like it. It's a 100 ml bottle, so I'm definitely set for life on this, and I don't see myself repurchasing just because I like this fragrance, but it's not, I always knew it wasn't going to become like one of my favorites of all time, but it's beautiful. Then a fragrance I haven't changed my mind on, but I love even more, Eternity Intense by Calvin Klein. This one does not get enough love online. When I picked it up, I mentioned it was only because a sales associate mentioned it to me and I read the notes, and it seemed so far from the original Eternity, which isn't my favorite. It's very dated and I just have a mini for reference really, but this is just the most beautiful, like powdery, lipsticky, papery scent. And the way I described it in that haul video is exactly the way I feel now. It's if you had bought like a vintage lipstick in its cardboard box and you were smelling everything together. So you still kind of get a little bit of like that papery cardboard box smell. You get the bullet smell, you get the actual lipstick smell, and it's sweet and powdery and just I don't know, it's a lot more vintage of a lipstick smell than Lipstick On by Maison Margiela. That one is a lot sweeter, irisy of a scent, and it smells more like, I don't know, a little bit more modern lipstick. But this one just smells like a vintage, like my grandmother's old lipstick, which sounds gross, but it isn't, and I love it. And one of you actually recommended another YouTuber who talked about this, and her and I are completely on the same page. She's hilarious. She's like just as confused why no one talks about this. Maybe it's the name. Eternity Intense is not one, it's not a name that is really alluring to me, or I assume most people. The bottle, she said, is ugly. I don't mind the bottle, honestly. It's fine, but I just don't think it's one that really grabs the eye, but it's stunning. If you like papery, powdery iris scents, you will really like this one, and definitely check it out. Then a fragrance I have just, I mean, I haven't changed my mind on, but it's just amplified, and I've gotten so much more intense with it. Viola by Ajmal. I had picked this up, and I mentioned I picked it up really just because I found it when I was shopping online, and I had heard no one talking about this. I hadn't seen it anywhere. Literally no one was influential in me getting this other than my own curiosity. And even the notes, like, they seemed like notes I would enjoy, but I don't know what it was. I just saw this and I was like, I must have it. So I put it in my cart, and when I got it, I liked it. It was more mature than I thought. It was a nice floral, but I was like, okay, well, I like it. Let's see. And I don't know what happened, you guys. I am in love with this. I keep wearing it. It lasts a long time. It is a really nice floral, and I don't really know what it is that's setting it apart for me, but it does. It just makes me so happy and feel like so feminine and pretty wearing this. And I keep it next to my computer when I'm working, and I just, even though it's still on me and I can still smell it, sometimes I'll just respray and go a little spray happy with this because I just love it so much. And so, I mean, check out the haul video, look at the notes, see if it's for you, because it is quite a floral fragrance. You definitely have to like florals. It's the tiniest bit, to my nose, shampoo-y, but not in the way you think. Like a really, really floral shampoo is what I get. And I love this fragrance. If you guys are interested in it and you find it for a good deal, which you probably will, it's super inexpensive, and you like very floral fragrances, check it out. Totally recommend. And yeah, I don't hear anyone really talking about this, and it's not gonna like change your life, but for me, I just love it, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. And then finally, the last one, which is an interesting story. I think this is called DKNY Women Limited Edition or something like that. I'll put the name here. I had smelled this and mentioned how I didn't really see it becoming suddenly my favorite. It was okay. This is like 100 ml or even more, I'm not sure. And like, I didn't regret it, but I kind of knew it wouldn't be my favorite, and it ended up not being my favorite. But I wore it a couple times to try it out, as with all of these. And honestly, this is the only fragrance out of everything I've hauled recently that has gotten so many compliments. I mean, we're in quarantine, we're social distancing, so for this to have gotten 2 compliments from 2 different people, and people really wanting to know what this is on my skin, just made me a little bit more curious about it, because it's not one that I think is super, I mean, it's fine, it's nice, but it doesn't stand out to me in any way. And yet every time I wear it, someone will say something, or it just somehow comes alive on my skin. So, I mean, do with that what you will. I don't really think compliments change everything about a fragrance. You should like it on you, and I don't hate it on me. I still wouldn't repurchase this by any means, but this is the only thing that's changed since I hauled it, is that people really do tend to like this on me more than the other ones that I adore on me personally. So yeah, that's the DKNY. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, as always, just let me know, or you can leave other recommendations. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.